November is already here. I feel like it was just summer and all of a sudden we're 2 months away from the end of the year. I've been enjoying a little bit of a break from writing and from content creation stuff, and it's been really nice. But I think that I would like to give myself a little bit more motivation to continue working on some of the projects that I had on the go when I kind of took a break. So even though I was very on the fence about it, I have decided that I will be doing NaNoWriMo this year, but I'm gonna be doing it a little bit differently. Because the last thing I need to be doing right now is writing a brand new book, I am instead going to focus my word count for NaNoWriMo, or my word count goal, on individual projects that I'm working on. So I have Between the Waves, which is still being drafted. I have what I guess I'll call Project Raven, which is the kind of fun project that I was working on. And then I have a couple other projects that are in very early stages, but I still might want to work on if I have extra time to. That includes Project White Knight, which is one I've mentioned before. It's a Nordic high fantasy that I'm working on that is in the prep stages still. And that also includes doing kind of research, I guess, or some brainstorming for a sci-fi that I've kind of had kicking around for a while now. I just haven't started actually working on it yet. It's kind of just an idea that's floating around in my head. So instead of focusing the 50,000 word goal on one single project or on starting a brand new book and writing it in a month, because that's not the best use of my time right now, I am going to basically count all of the words from every single project I have on the go. This is going to be an easier way for me to actually hit the word count, so it's probably going to look like I won NaNoWriMo, but in reality I didn't write a whole novel in 1 month. It's just like that's how many words I'm putting into a plethora of projects that are going on right now. I haven't been writing a lot recently anyways. I've kind of just been dealing with a bunch of life stuff, so I think it'll be a nice way to get some writing done anyways without putting pressure on myself for it to be all in one story, because I need variety, because that's how my brain works. So I guess this is going to be the first nano vlog since I'm doing NaNoWriMo apparently. The nice thing about taking a break from writing and then also working really hard to shift my mindset around the creative things that I do and trying to move away from the monetization of them and more towards focusing on the actual creation. If monetization comes from it, that's fine. But I've been trying really hard to just let the creativity flow again, and I've been working really hard on my mindset to try and remove the idea that everything needs to be monetized and try and remove those thoughts that are kind of always in the back of my mind about like, how am I going to share this? How am I going to tell people about this? How am I going to add this to a video on YouTube? It's taken some active effort to try and get rid of those thoughts and bring it back to just, I'm creating this thing, what's the story? How am I gonna tell it? And keeping myself in that mindset. But the nice thing about that is that it has also reminded me over and over again that what I'm working on right now does not need to be perfect. I think before there was a lot more pressure for it to be really good every single time I worked on it because I had in the back of my mind that I was going to be sharing it. Now that I've started to remove that pressure, I think that I'm giving myself more leniency with how my process is actually developing, which is good because I'm still in such early stages of developing an actual regular writing process for full-length novels. Since I've only written a couple of them, that it's nice to not have the pressure anymore and to be able to just figure out my process without outside influence. So part of that mindset shift that's been really nice is that I have allowed myself to jump around a bit more in the manuscript and in the outline. What I've been working on now is Between the Waves. I have almost 3,500 words so far. I will say most of those words are words that have been copied over from old drafts or edited from this draft. So not all of them are fresh words, but again, I don't particularly care because I am cheating this NaNoWriMo. So I've been copying over words from old drafts. I've been jumping around in the manuscript and going and looking at scenes and writing scenes that I am more interested in writing rather than forcing myself to kind of stick with the scene that I'm writing if I'm stuck on it. I saw a quote the other day on an Instagram account that said, "Overthinking is the result of underaction." And I really liked it because I'm a chronic overthinker. I feel like lots of creative people can probably relate to that, lots of people in general. But I really liked that quote because it was kind of a reminder that if you're overthinking something so much that it puts you into this sense of paralysis, which happens to me very often, especially with creative projects. But if I overthink things too much, what ends up happening, rather than me actually dealing with doing the thing that I'm overthinking, is that I am paralyzed and I don't do anything with it, and then I get more and more frustrated and it all just builds up. So the quote was a nice little reminder that a great way to kind of combat overthinking is by just doing something. It doesn't matter if it's good, which I feel like in the past I avoided doing something because I was worried I would do something wrong or just, do the wrong thing and I would have to redo all of it again. And that's where my mindset shift has also been a huge benefit, is that I'm trying to no longer be worried about accidentally doing the wrong thing or going in the wrong direction, because it doesn't matter. You can always fix it. You don't need to show everyone this perfect creation that you've done in a short amount of time. I feel like writing was really nice today because every time I started to overthink it, I reminded myself, like, stop overthinking, just do something. Have an actionable step that you can do. It doesn't matter if it's good. It doesn't matter if you can see directly how productive it's going to be, because just doing something is productive regardless of whether it's right or wrong. So I did that today. I read old manuscripts and pulled from that. I did random scenes that are completely out of order. And those were things that I wouldn't have done before because I would be worried that that would be a waste of my time. But today I didn't really feel that way. And I feel much better about my writing. I think I'm getting back into it. I'm getting back into the story. I'm feeling better about it. So I would call that a successful first couple days of NaNoWriMo. I will keep you all updated on how it's going. You can always add me as a buddy on NaNoWriMo if you want to like watch my chart directly. My username is just Kayla Kempers on the platform. But I hope you all enjoyed this first NaNoWriMo vlog. There will be more. I will be in Holland, so we'll have a bit of an environment change, and I'm excited for what's to come. So thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed. Don't forget to smile, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.